Hey, hello YouTube family. Welcome to another video of Musi guitars. So I had a couple of viewers that asked if the Fusion in split coil mode could reproduce some of the telly sounds of the classic. Let's find out. Let's get right down to the nitty-gritty. The only difference that I will make is when I go split coil, when I switch to the Fusion, I'm going to activate my equalizer pedal, which is on my board. It's set flat. Here, I'll show you guys here. So there's my board, and you can see that the equalizer pedal right by my foot is set flat. I just have the volume boosted a little bit, and that's to account for the volume drop of the split coil on the Fusion, because there's quite a bit of difference in the output of the Musi Classic versus the split coil on the Musi Fusion. If you guys want to stick around after this little demo, on this video I will give you all of the specs of both guitars. I just took some notes down, everything from thickness of the neck, at the nut, 1st fret, 12th fret, all that stuff. I'll tell you what I found between both, and I'll give you the pickup outputs of the classic and of the Fusion in humbucker mode and in split mode. And then you guys, it might help you make a decision if you're thinking about buying one of these and knowing which one is which. So, all right, let's get right down to this. Let me adjust this camera. So again, I am just running, like you saw on my pedal board, I have, since we're talking about a telly tone, I'm assuming the viewers were meaning like kind of clean-ish country tones. So I'll try and go with that. We're just going to use the bridge pickup in both guitars. Of course, the Fusion will be split for a single coil tone. I'm running compressor, reverb off my Quilter amp that you've seen tons of times, and flashback set at one slapback, flashback delay. And like I said, I'll activate the EQ when I switch to the Fusion, just to give me in the room here like a volume level that's kind of equal, but no additional EQ. All right, so here we go. Here's the classic. So we'll do a little bit of, I don't know, like a little Brooks and Dunn riff. Just some basic country leads, little riffs, I guess. Here's some overdrive. Harder rock tones. Stacked overdrives. Alright, well, there you have it. There's the Musi Fusion split and the Musi Classic in all of its telly glory. I will give you a few specs. So, from the Fusion to the Classic, the neck, both necks are 22 fret. The width at the necks are identical, except this one has a rosewood, Indian rosewood fretboard, whereas the Classic has that's maple on maple. Okay, it's a 9.5 radius at the top. As you go down the neck, it goes to 12. So it's 9.5 to 12 radius. Both have compound radiuses. Both have amazingly polished and crowned, finished frets. There's no differences there. They feel pretty much identical depending on your setup. The neck width at the nut is 1 11/16. Now I was using a cheap caliper gauge. It may be a little off, but roughly 42 millimeters. The neck width at the 12th fret is 2 1/16, so about 52 millimeters. That is identical with the Musi, exactly the same. The thickness at the first fret is 7/8 of an inch. That's with the strings on, but the strings being compressed, like you would push them down with your finger. So I have about the thickness, 7/8 of an inch, which is 22.5 millimeters. And then at the 12th fret, it's 15/16 of an inch. So you're looking at about 23.5 millimeters, and again, exactly the same on both guitars. So as far as the neck goes, that's it. Body. The thickness is 1.75 inches at the thickest points. The Fusion and the Musi exactly the same, 1.75 inches. And the width of the body right here at the widest point at the bottom is 12.75 inches. So just over a foot, 12.75 inches. Now, I will say this, although the bodies are pretty much exact dimension-wise, they feel different. This one has a forearm contour and a belly cut, which kind of, well, you know, it feels kind of stratty to hold. This one has a belly cut, but it does not have a forearm contour, but it does have a beveled kind of edge or angled edge all the way around, and that, it gives it a different feel. It actually, I don't really understand how it is, but the guitar feels smaller. This one feels smaller. I guess it's just because of the way it's beveled, whereas this one, it has the full 3/4 inch thickness, you know, other than the contoured edge right here, but or the forearm contour, but it's thicker. I don't know if that's what it is, but anyway, weight wise they're exactly the same. I haven't weighed them. I don't have a proper scale, but I'm gonna guess right around the 7-pound mark for both. They're pretty much identical. I don't feel a weight difference holding them, although this has a trem bridge, you know, maybe a little more weight to the hardware. They feel pretty much identical. So weight is a non-issue if you're picking one over the other. And then I guess all we have left is the pickup output. So the Fusion humbucker bridge is 8.66K as per my ohm meter. And when you split that, it drops to 4.38K, which is why I used the equalizer pedal just to bring it up for the demo, because it drops quite a bit in volume. But with the EQ pedal, you can kind of level that off. The neck is 8.17K as per my ohm meter, and when you split that, it drops to 4.13K. Whereas this one, the Classic, the neck is, let me see here, the neck is a surprising 7.2K. So yeah, it's a fairly hot neck and bridge pickup. So sorry, did I say neck? So the bridge pickup is 7.2K, 7.20, and the neck is 7.28. So pretty hot as far as you know, vintagey, you know, pickups go. Usually they'll be around the high fours, mid fives. But 7.2, you're pushing a little bit. So this guitar works really good for rock and even some higher gain stuff. It handles overdrive really well. And of course, the Fusion pickups, humbucker, they'll kill as far as overdrive goes, and they sound really good. They're not overly wound, which is kind of nice. You can still get some nice smoothness to them, and split, as you heard, they handled the overdrive well as well. There's no problems there. So that's pretty much it, guys. As far as hardware, electronics, they're pretty much the same. The switch, three-way, well, this one has a three-way blade switch, three-way blade switch there, three-way blade switch here. Sorry, I was thinking it had a 5-way, but no, it's just a 3-way. And the pots are, this one has the great big split shaft push-pull pots in them. Fairly good quality. This one has full-size CTS pots for the tone and the volume. So the hardware is really good. The only difference, one thing that I like better on the Fusion is the way they made the heel joint. It's just nice and rounded, kind of like a Music Man, and they have the ferrules. And on the Classic, they went with a really fairly large angled heel joint, but they kept it square, I guess, to honor the Classic Telecaster body, right? But it's very recessed at the top, which is really nice. It gives you good hand access. But one thing I don't like is the plate. I wish they would have gone with 4 you know, like the inserts, like the grommets there, and kept that clean and just yellow. I think that would look better. But in this case, their indexing hole is underneath this plate. There's a big hole right here in the center. And I think that's their CNC machine indexing hole, like for when they cut these bodies out. Now, I don't know why this one doesn't have it, right? So the indexing hole for this must be in one of the pickup cavities or something, but I haven't taken the Fusion apart yet to see. But that's the only really improvement that I think I would make, is get rid of this plate. It's kind of ugly. I don't know. It's just a lot of metal right there for a guitar that has such nice lines. I would get rid of that and just put the 4 grommets there and not have that indexing hole right there underneath that plate. But other than that, that's really my only qualm about it. These guitars are fantastic out of the box. I can't say enough about them. I'm really impressed. You know, my most expensive guitar is a hand-built, custom-made Wolfcaster that I call it. It has the body shape of a Wolfgang, but it's routed to like vintage Telecaster spec as far as the control cavity and the pickup cavities go. And it's got a courtesan maple on maple neck. It's just abalone inlays, bone nut. It's just like a workhorse of a guitar. I love it. But that thing was almost, you know, $2,500, almost 15 years ago when I had it built. And these guitars rival it like no problem at all. It's crazy. I don't know how these companies can produce such good quality at such a low price. It blows my mind. But anyway, that's it. That's the demo. Hopefully that helps answer some questions. And the specs, you know, they're really close. So whichever guitar you get, if you can only buy one, I think your choice will be golden. I think you'll be happy. The company's really good to deal with. You send them an email, and within a day they'll reply. They're overseas, obviously, so there's a 12-hour time difference. Obviously, depending on what time you send your email, it could be, you know, a day before they respond. But they're good. They respond, and they seem legit in wanting to make their brand excellent. So, and I think they're on the right track. But anyway, thanks a lot, guys, and you take care. God bless, and leave a comment if you have one, or if you've noticed something, if you can hear something on the video that I may have not heard here in the room, and I'll get back to you. I reply to every comment that I get, and I appreciate the time that you guys take in sharing your information. It helps me learn and move forward. So thanks again. You guys take care, and we'll see you soon.